Welcome back everybody. Venom is out, and after the bad, absolutely horrendous reviews from the critics, most of them think the movie sucks balls, some thought it was mediocre at best, although the majority seem to agree Tom Hardy gave a pretty good performance. Well, the first wave of audience scores are coming in over at Rotten Tomatoes, and surprise, surprise, the audience once again disagrees with the critics by a very large amount. The critic score has fallen from 32% to 28%, and the audience score is sitting at 89% at the moment. So what the F is going on here? Are Russian bots at it again? Are they purposely raising the Venom audience score to destroy the United States and take over the world? Or is it simply Venom fanboys propping up the scores because they're in denial? Or is Venom simply not as bad as everybody is making it out to be? Even over at Angry Joe, they gave the movie a pretty low score and agreed Sony screwed the pooch here. Although I must add, I respected Angry Joe's opinions in the past, but recently have found myself disagreeing with some of his more recent opinions. But hey, that's only natural. You can't agree with everybody all the time about everything. So the consensus seems to be Sony dropped the ball here. And it's Sony, so who's really surprised? I myself haven't seen it yet. I don't want to fork over my hard-earned cash that easily. I'm much more careful with what I go and see now because the quality of films have been steadily but surely declining over the years. So I'll wait a little bit longer to see if the audience score stays as high as it is, or if this is just the most loyal of the fan base getting behind the movie to show a big middle finger to the critics. Now, just to throw my 2 cents in, I think they should have made the movie R-rated, and they should have made it similar to The Fly. Instead of a slapstick comedy, they should have gone for a horror movie where the symbiote slowly takes over Eddie Brock and makes him do terrible things. That would get the attention of Spider-Man, and the battle between Eddie's will and the symbiotes should have been the focus of the movie. Eventually, in a sequel, Eddie would get a better handle on the situation and fight for more control, becoming the anti-hero we all know and love. But hey, the suits over at Sony got cold feet about the whole horror aspect and probably calculated this would make them more money in the long run. So let's have a look at some of the audience reviews. Monica F. I saw it today with my daughter. We both liked it very much. The movie is fun and action-packed. The special effects and CGI are very well done. Tom Hardy was a good choice, and it is nice to see him showing his comedy side. I don't know why the critics gave it such a low rating. It's way better than that. Eduardo M. Great movie, good comic accuracy, but could have used better lighting during night action sequences with a black character. Very accurate depiction. Matthew B. It blew all of my expectations out of the water, and I literally have no complaints. It even received a stand-in and clapping ovation from my entire theater. Really? They stay true to the characters, mixing elements all the way from the original to the current stories, and still manage to put their own twist on things without jading anyone. 15 out of 10. Would absolutely see again while it's still in the theater. 15 out of 10, that's a bit hyperbolic. That would make it the best movie ever. Robert S. Disclaimer, I've been a Venom fan since my comic collecting days of the 90s. I just saw the movie and I'm ecstatic at how they treated the character. There is some skipping around from the source material, but I'm very pleased with little nods to a lot of different Venom story arcs. For fans, it's as good as it gets at PG-13. To be honest, I hardly noticed the lack of R rating. Very happy to have seen it in theaters. For non-fans, I think the character is accessible with the abbreviated backstory. This is a comic book movie. Don't expect deep plot points, and it moves fast. It's a fun movie. It's not quite as epic as the Avengers movies, but it was more cohesive in plot than Suicide Squad. Much better villain. I'm biased, but I thought it was fun and definitely recommended for what it is. comic book fun time. Neil S. I enjoyed the movie and thought it was pretty good. Yes, it could have been better, but this is Sony we are talking about, not Marvel Studios. It is definitely better than the critics give it credit for. The story was a little weak and the movie could have gone a bit longer. I'm certain there will be a sequel. Stay for the mid-credits, but don't worry about the end credits. Scotty S. Venom was a decent film. It deserves more than 30%. I do want to see the next film. It had a suddenly rushed ending though. Most of the movie is the relationship development between Venom and Eddie, which I quite enjoyed. That being said, the movie just suddenly switches into full action for 20 minutes and it's the end of the movie. It's a good movie but not fantastic. True to comics, which is great, and Tom does a great job. Unfortunately, the love interest is just annoying, but Venom makes it funny eventually, so it works at the end. Roy Hector K saw it, and no wonder the critics hated it. Except for Brock, all of the other characters were basically just cardboard cutouts, and the plot was derivative and very predictable. About the only bright spot was Tom Hardy, who gave an excellent performance, and the nature of Venom's character itself, where you have two individuals sharing the same body, makes it interesting. The action and special effects were also nice. I think they will need a better director though if the planned sequel is going to be a success also. And one more, John P. Absolutely amazing movie, a big good difference from traditional Marvel movies, more along the lines of Deadpool. So there you have it, peoples. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, hopefully this gives you something to take into account along with the critic reviews. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. Thanks for dropping by and for your continued support. Don't forget to like, share, sub and all of that good stuff. And until next time, see yous.